Boys, do I have news for you? Yes, you, ZZZ player. We have a new informations in a new interview from Pocket Tactics. They interviewed the publisher, I believe, the producer, Genu Lee. I don't want to butcher it. Sorry if I did. And they were talking about the game, and they were talking about how the game is, what's the game direction, like where is it going, what's the vibe, right? So in this article, which I will be linking in the description, they talked about slightly different things than you usually ask the producer. And it was very interesting because they touched on some new points that they weren't touched otherwise. Like this is the first time for me reading stuff like this. For example, the game is going to be a roguelike RPG with gacha elements. So they asked Lee, is the gacha gonna be as prevalent as Genshin, Honkai, and Star Rail, Honkai Third and Star Rail, or is it gonna be different? And he said that it's gonna be a little bit different. He said that it's gonna be a roguelike first, and then it's gonna be a gacha. So this means that this makes me think that the gacha is not gonna be that prevalent. It's gonna be like, okay, you pull for your characters that you like. They all have different abilities and shit. They look cool. They play good, and you pull them. But the game is probably gonna function on its own, even if you don't pull with the starter cast, I'm assuming. So yeah, speaking of the cast, it looks like they're not gonna do any collab with the other games. For now, because they said that they asked the guys from Pocket Tactics, they asked the producer if they were gonna have some collabs with the other games, because like, for example, some people noticed that Bellobog Industries in ZZZ are the same as the city of Bellobog in Star Rail, right? So that sparked a little bit of interest. Like, wait, is that on purpose? Like, does it mean that it's going to be a connection? Is it like in the same word? No, it's for some reason. I don't know how that happens, to be honest, but Lee said that it was a coincidence and there's no connection between words. ZZZ is going to be its own, Star Rail is going to be its own, and for now they haven't found a nice way to make it fit to the game and like import other characters from like other Hoyo games. It makes no sense, so they're not gonna do it for now unless they find some way to do that it would fit the narrative and the setting of the game. While, for example, Honkai Third has a lot of potential and a lot of sense when you talk about characters crossing over from Third to Star Rail. In this game is not gonna fit. So for now, they're not gonna do it. That said, they were talking about like the setting of the game. Is it gonna be sci-fi like the other games, or is it gonna be more fantasy? It's gonna be more medieval. Basically, what their focus is, they want to focus on, yes, there is some sci-fi elements, yes, but at the same time, they really want to stress that the game is going to focus on the urban more, which is something I really liked to read, because I'm a fan of urban stuff. I really like urban. It would be really fun to have a game that feels like the older games that were urban felt. For example, Jet Set Radio, Tony Hawk, other games on this. Now only two games come to my mind, but like the concept is that, right? So they're gonna focus more on urban style or urban vibes compared to like sci-fi, which is nice because I really like urban. That said, moving on, they talked about the MCs. For example, they have MCs in every game, and they play a role, a specific role, and like, okay, you chose the Traveler, and the Traveler does this, that, that's it. And now the Trailblazer has this destiny that they're going to fulfill in one way or another. Now, in Zenless Zone Zero, the MC don't have the same impact as the others, they're more player focused, in the sense that the player that is playing an MC, it doesn't matter which one you pick, they're gonna be different. So they're gonna be different in what sense? They hinted at a way of fucking mosquito, Andy. They hinted in a way of customizing them, or a way of like making them personalized depending on how you want to play. So it makes me think that we might have some sort of like specialization that we can do, some like a skill tree of what to do, how to build your character, your MC, and they're gonna be different. They're gonna be more attuned, more specialized in different activities, depending on if you choose to play the girl or the boy, which makes me think that it's not a one choice thing. It's not a one choice scenario when you're like, oh, okay, now you chose Lumine, you cannot choose Ether. You chose Stella, you cannot choose the other guy. I forgot because I play Stella. Callum, maybe? It's like one or another, just one MC, and like it doesn't matter, like it's either male or female. No, they're gonna be different entities with their own specialization. So it makes me think that you can just choose whoever you want on the fly and switch. So there are two entities, and they're all specialized in their own way, and there will be a way for us to personalize them however we want. So I'm assuming there's gonna be like some leveling up or some specialization that we can do to fit whatever we want to do. Now, for crossovers, it's gonna be a no for Genshin, Honkai, Impact, and Honkai Star Rail, but they don't, of course, close everything about collabs. They said that if they want to do collabs, they will do that, and if they can, they will. But the only thing about collabs is that they wanted to do is if they do a collab, they're gonna take the character that is coming from the collab and revamp it a little bit, give them the ZZZ reskin, maybe change their abilities a little bit and make them fit more the Zenless Zone Zero like word, which is good. I don't really mind it. I don't know if you guys care, but let's say, I don't know, maybe let's say Samus Aran comes into the game. They're gonna change how she looks and what she does a little bit to make it fit ZZZ. I think it's fine. I don't really mind. It's just like a little revamp. That's what they said. You can read the article if you want to see, if you want to know more. Consoles. On consoles, they will do consoles eventually. There's not much that they said. They said, for example, Nintendo, like Switch and other consoles, they said that yes, they want to do it, but it's gonna take a little bit of time, right? So yeah, that's it. There's not anything. There's not anything else that they talked about. It was just like a little lighthearted, like different questions that you usually know, which is nice to know because now we know a little bit more about the direction of the game, the vibe that the game is gonna be. We know this big news of the MC being like not one entity, but it's like actual persons, they both have their own lives, their own jobs, and they excel in different things. And you will also able to customize them and personalize them skill wise, I'm assuming, to your own degree. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else that I've missed. I believe roguelike NPC, no sci-fi, more urban, stuff like that. We know about everything. If you want to actually read the article, I will leave the link in description. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.